Hello. Happy Canada Day, and I'm back, and it's time to grow again. Almost 1 year ago, I wrote my last newsletter, and at that time, I felt very overwhelmed with all the activities I had going on as we prepared for our next growth phase. Between myself and Ingrid, we had several things coming up, and we needed to buckle down and get them accomplished. And we got busier and busier and busier with the passing of each month. But since then, some of the things that we have been able to accomplish and check off of our list were: 1, we closed on 4 properties. 2, we attended a few training programs. That's myself. Ingrid finished writing a book. Well, she finished writing it, but she's currently editing it. We completed our seasonal inspections back in December. We refinanced 2 investment properties. Ingrid created and joined a financial literacy campaign. So she did one at her school, and then she went on to join one with a set of other people who are out there teaching others to how to, plan and budget and make the best financial decisions. I launched a new e-commerce business. These are Amazon stores, and also I'm dabbling with Shopify. And we worked on defining our freedom plan. And I'm going to talk more about this freedom plan in later newsletters, but for now, let's just say it is still a work in progress. We had to do all this while still doing all the other things that we're accustomed to doing, family, work, and investments. Now, has everything gone swimmingly well? Absolutely not. Do we have any regrets? Nope. Did we get everything accomplished that we set out to? Nope. We still have things on our original list that we haven't crossed off as yet. And as you would suspect, the list is still growing. It's growing faster than ever. And sometimes we can't even keep up. One thing that we can say for sure is that sadly, the current pandemic has validated some of the plans that we had set out in motion over 2 years ago. Now more than ever, through this adversity, we're committed to focusing even more on our freedom plan. The pandemic has brought to light the very fickle nature of our economy. It highlights the need for all of us to not only have more than one sources of income, but also to have more than one classes of income. We believe that this is the only way to reduce our susceptibility to the severe impact a weak economy can have on our future plans. Of course, we can never totally prevent being affected by global or national trends, but we can certainly try to do more to limit their negative effects. On a more positive note, we recently got the opportunity to share our story and views with the Rockstar community. We were not only invited to be members of the month from May 2020, but we were also invited to be on the Your Life, Your Terms podcast with none other than the Karadza brothers, Nick and Tom. Once this podcast is out, I will share a link to it here, just in case you are not already subscribed. It actually is out, and I will share a link the next time in my next newsletter. I just totally forgot to do so. And once I get a shareable link to the Members of the Month article as well, I will share that as well in the newsletter. And I did get one, and I did not share it, so I will do that the next time around. So what's next for us? Now, I like imagery, and it helps to convey a vision sometimes that is much clearer than we can ever say in words. So if I were to give a quick explanation of why I was racking my brain and investing so much time and money to venture into e-commerce, I would just show the picture right here. And it would signify that I want to know if e-commerce can increase our odds to be able to either buy more properties or help us to pay off the existing ones we already have even sooner. I will definitely let you know once I find out because I'm going to find out. And if you are familiar with any of the Stargate movies or TV series, you can guess what this next image symbolizes. If you're not familiar, let me explain. This is an engaged Stargate with the event horizon ready to be crossed. Now, what is an event horizon? If I were to get Stargate geeky, air quotes, the event horizon is simply the space-time barrier between galaxies and the Stargate network. And the Stargate network is a collection of connected paths that makes almost instant travel between galaxies possible. Yes, this is make-believe, it's from a TV series, but it was a fascinating premise nonetheless, and it allowed the creators of this show to produce literally over 100 episodes of fantastic stories, which took place across several galaxies without having to be bogged down with all the details of space and time and all that stuff. Stargate SG-1 was the first and best Stargate series, in my opinion, and it ran from 1997, when I was back in Jamaica, until around 2007. There were a couple of other Stargate series after that one, but they never really were as good and they didn't really take off. I think this one was the best, and okay, yes, it's just a bunch of made up ideas, but the point is that this show highlighted a lot of possibilities of winning. I love winning. I know you love winning too. Everybody loves winning. And even in the face of adversity and impossible odds, they could still figure out a way to win. Win against the bad guys. It also showcased hope, humility, and tenacity. Never giving up. And it had some really, really cool gadgets that I don't really want to get into right now. Just trust me, they were cool. Now you can tell that I miss Stargate SG-1, but I am really glad it ended, as it was very addictive, at least to me, and I probably would be still watching it while other opportunities went by. I am also glad that between 2008 and 2012, TV got kind of boring, and I was able to get away from it long enough after a grueling day at work to not be distracted while I looked for other opportunities to grow our family's net worth. So after that weird random tangent that I went off on Stargate, let's now get back to this image, and I'll explain what it means to me. As we prepare to step through our own Stargate on our own path to grow again, because we're growing again, we will brace ourselves and get ready for a wild adventure across the galaxy, the money galaxy, I guess. And of course, we also hope that nobody will trip over the cable and kick out the plug for the Stargate while we're on our way to the next side. That would be not so good. So over the next 12 months, I will share with you what I've learned since I went into hiding about a year ago. And I will also share an opportunity that I'm working on to help my own family and some of our friends to continue to grow as well, even with these high real estate prices. And now for one of my favorite quotes, as attributed to Napoleon Hill. And it's this: patience, persistence, and perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success. Now, this quote is very dear to my heart and actually depicts the patience and struggles that both myself and Ingrid have endured over the last few years. We're not nearly where we want to be just yet, but by not giving up, whenever trouble comes our way, we forge ahead to be in a much better place than where we were only 10 years ago. Now, 10 years sounds like a long time, but it feels like just yesterday. 10 years ago, I still had hair. I weighed a little bit less. Ingrid was still working her way up to being the head of her math department, and I would like to say that my two sons adored me and used to listen to me. Now they're older and they just think that I'm a crazy person. Now, some of the things I want to share in my newsletter over the next few months are why real estate is still the best investment we have ever made, the amazingness and perils of selling on Amazon, how you can become a book publisher if you really want to, my further realization of why savers are losers, a peek at my crazy vision of our retirement plan, so what I think my retirement would look like, and of course, through all this, I really want to engage with you, and feel free to drop me a line about any of the topics as I work my way through our It's Time to Grow Again plan. That's what I call it. Now it's time to grow again. So until next time, happy investing, living, and learning.